Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Let me know if you're here. Do you see me? Do I see me? Awesome. I see me. How are y'all doing? I would like to confess that I'm totally confused because I went live yesterday at noon, and so today feels like Wednesday, but it's really Tuesday. And yesterday was Monday. So welcome. Welcome to Tuesday. All right. So there's a delay. Good. Somebody's saying hey to me. Hey, Deborah, West Virginia. I think I saw you. Did you post saying that it was like 70 degrees? Maybe we have quite a few Deborahs. I love them all. It's a beautiful, strong name. I had a thought about that, but I already forgot it. So, welcome. Let me know as you hop on. Let me know you're here and tell us about your weather. So, it's still hot here. It's like really hot. In the mornings, though, there's a little bit of a breeze, and so that feels encouraging. No, you're 98. Okay, wrong, Deborah. Yeah, I feel like, and I don't know if it's like that where you live, that August is like, and I've heard it called the dog days of summer are in August, and all my flowers, it's like it's baking everything. The grass is baked, the flowers are baked. Yeah, it's just hot. So I'm looking forward to some cooler temperatures and looking forward to fall colors. I'm excited about it. I love fall colors. Are y'all beginning to see a little bit of fall? I took some pictures this morning of some of my succulents. Even they are beginning to turn. Hey, Marilyn, glad you're here. How's your weather? And are you seeing fall a little bit? Do you seeing the colors shift a little bit? So today is the last Tuesday in August. So I wanted to take a few moments and I love this theme that we've had for August, and I can't believe it's right here and almost over. So I wanted to take a few minutes and let's just letter something from our August theme. And I'm looking for my lessons. I don't know where my pages are. So let's see if I can find them. Leaves changing colors. Yeah. So the month of August, our word was seek. And I've got several different little reminders scattered around. And we were also doing sunflowers. I thought I had mine handy because I've actually been working on changing out my displays for September because we have a new word, a new verse for September. Wow, where are you located, Marilyn? Where are you? Thank you, Pam. I'm painting September lessons. I thought this one would help me get into the fall colors and leaves. We are doing leaves for our September painting. So I'm excited about it. Can't wait to show y'all. So for in closing out August, I want to do one last lettering thing with our theme, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Okay. And Pam Register, are you in Georgia? I'm trying to remember where you are. I think you're in Georgia, maybe. I just wonder if it's just hot everywhere, I guess is what my question is. So this is what we're looking at. Seek the Lord, and we painted sunflowers. glory in his name. Let the hearts of those who seek the Lord rejoice. And even those colors are kind of hinting to fall, aren't they? With the deeper greens and the yellows not being quite as bright. Pam's in Panama City, Florida. I bet it is hot there. Kay is in Paris. Awesome. So is it hot there? I'm curious. I'm curious if there's anywhere to go to get away from it. Then this is one of the others. He will quiet you with his love. Zephaniah 3:17. He will quiet you with his love. Think about that. Maybe this is where I need to pause and zero in. It's hot in Texas. We know it's hot in Alabama today. Yes, girl, it is. But it's a beautiful day. Yes, it is. It is. All right, so this reminds me, I heard this a long time ago. It's a, do y'all know Elizabeth Elliot? She's passed away now, but she's a former missionary. Her first husband was Jim Elliot. He died at a young age. He was attacked and killed by the Auca Indians. And I don't think they had been, I know they had pretty sure I've got my timeline right. Their daughter had already been born. I can't remember if she was an infant or a toddler whenever he and 3 other missionaries were attacked and killed by the Auca Indians. And Elizabeth stayed there. She continued to live there and minister to those people. She has a powerful story. Her life story is powerful. She's written many books. If you've ever read any of Elizabeth Elliot books, you know what I'm talking about. She has a strong testimony of faith. She's written books like Path Through Suffering. There's, I think, A Path Through the Wilderness. Lots of good books. So I think she has one based on this verse. The title of it is based on this verse. He will quiet you with his love. So I don't remember fully what was going on during this time that I originally heard this verse, but there was definitely a lot of something going on. I don't remember what it was. And I feel kind of bad sometimes because I think there's always a lot of something going on, but at whatever it was during this time period, it was a lot. It was a lot. And I remember hearing this verse and having the visual of he will quiet you. And there's another passage in the Old Testament about the noise. And sometimes in life around us, it's very, very, very noisy. Don't you agree? Like right now, it is very, very, very noisy, whether you're watching the news or whatever. There's a lot of noise. But also internally, we can have a lot of noise internally with our thoughts. Just our thoughts just going on and on and on and on, to where it's like it's hard to even think because your brain won't, it's hard to rest because your brain won't hush. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? Do you ever battle with that also? So this is such a wonderful passage for that. He will quiet you with his love. So when we're feeling unsettled, whether it's externally or internally, because a lot of times we can look like we have it all together on the outside, but only you and the Lord know what's going on inside. So I think this is an excellent verse for that. So this is actually a verse that was on the shareables. We don't really have it on our traceables, but I feel like that's very last minute. But I think that's what I'm supposed to letter with you today. For those of us who battle with the noise internally. So I see quite a few of you relate to that. Yeah. And it's hard to rest and settle, but this is such a good verse for that. So this is another one. This is from the note cards from the August box. If you've got the box, you have this one. Seek the Lord and his strength. Seek his presence continually. That's another verse that I don't feel like I've really touched on this, but seek his strength. We can have a tendency to seek help from so many places and so many people, but this verse is reminding us to seek the Lord and his strength. He is able to do what we're not able to do. He is able to do what nobody else is able to do. Hey, Jan, I'm glad you're joining us. But look at that last part. Seek his presence continually. Y'all think about this. In his presence is the fullness of joy. In his presence is the fullness of joy. So when we go back to this one, he will quiet you with his love whenever there's so much going on externally or internally. We can seek his presence, and that's where the joy is in his presence. The joy of the Lord is my strength. That's from Nehemiah. I can't remember the chapter and the verse, but if you're lacking joy, it's in his presence. The joy of the Lord is my strength. In his presence is the fullness of joy. Seek his presence continually. So for those of us who battle with that internal noise, I really believe it's in seeking his presence continually. These pair together really well. So that we also had that one on a note card. I just want to make sure that we cover these really well. All right, that's this one about glory in his holy name. Let the hearts of those who seek the Lord rejoice. There's that word is part, rejoice. I see joy in that. I needed it too, Cheryl. It's not just you. He will rejoice over you with singing. That's the verse that I was going to letter with you today, and we might have time to do both of them. He will rejoice over you with singing. Okay, so let me know if I'm wondering if you are in Creative Hearts, the monthly group, would you just put a comment, not a comment, a heart or an emoji or something in the comments to let me know. And I'm leaving this out so that I can tell you what we're going to work on in September, because you know me, I'll forget. All right, so let me get my notebook. Let me move that. Let me move this. Okay, Marilyn, that helps me. I just want to know. Oh, and I forgot to share this into our group. Hang on, girls. I try to share this into the Creative Hearts group now. Okay, so I'm just going to use my butterfly, one of my butterfly journals. You know, I have two of them because I had to make a sample. So sometimes when I can't find one, I end up using the other one, and then I have a hard time finding where stuff is, but that's okay. All right. And I really do have intentions of getting more blank pages set up in here so that it's ready for me whenever, you know, we do lettering. But I've yet to do that. Okay, let's see here. Okay, here we go. Let me get my little light on. I still use that great big journal too, y'all, that I use that for forever. But then when we did the butterfly journal workshop, I just fell in love with doing it this way. So, and I know so many of y'all are doing it with me. I'm flying by the seat of your pants. I love that. Oh, goodness. Okay, so this is one that we did in Creative Hearts. I'm trying to decide where I want to put this because I'm trying to be a little bit more orderly, but I'm just not there yet with this thing. So I'm going to just grab something because I really want to do this verse. All right, hang on here. I'm just looking to see if I have a blank page in here. This is sneak peek into September. Okay, let me just do it in this other one, y'all. Okay. And let me get, sorry I'm not prepared. I was down in the warehouse doing something. I said, oh, Tammy, I gotta run. I gotta get back up there to the studio. I'm looking for just a piece. I want to use a piece of paper because I'm looking for something with a sunflower on it. That's kind of a sunflower. Not really, but kind of. It is still available, Wendy. It is. And you can, it's on the website. And we do have a few of those kits. And I've got another one coming. I just don't have it ready yet for y'all. But we're looking at the dates. September, the week of September 23rd. That's what we're prepping for. And I'm looking forward to it because I've been collecting bits and pieces for that particular journal. And it's going to be called Child of the King. And I'm very excited about it. All right, so see how quickly I just did that? I really do want to have some of these already ready, but I just have not gotten to a place of being able to do that. So I'm just going to do it with you right here on the fly. That's okay, isn't it? That's how creativity happens a lot of times, isn't it? Right there on the fly. I think you can find that journal, that workshop under, and the kits. I think it's under workshops, Wendy. All right, so this is going to be just a page that I'm going to insert into here, but I want to write, I want to letter our verse right here. I want to letter this verse. And I don't remember who I saw doing it. Good. Thank you for confirming that, Kay. Thank you. Maybe it was Lisa Mills. She gets our monthly encouragement box. I may be getting my ladies mixed up, but she was using some of her traceable shareables from the encouragement kit in her journal. And I love that. I'd never thought about that. Okay, so now what I want to do, y'all, is I want a solid piece of paper, and I want it to kind of coordinate with this. So if you don't mind, just be patient with me just a second. Let me grab some paper here. All right, I don't see what I'm looking for. All right, y'all hold on just a second, okay? Coming right back. I want to show you something. Okay, I'm sorry. I know that's rude to walk away like that, but I wanted to grab these colors because this coordinates. I like for my colors to coordinate. So these are some envelopes that I had purchased. Well, when we were doing the butterfly journal, I saw these colors and I thought, oh my goodness, I've got to have those. And they're working out very useful in a lot of different things. So I can decide, I mean, I can either go ahead and tape this in, or I can do the stuff on top of this, then add it in. It doesn't really matter, I don't think. So here's what I think I want to do. I'm going to use some washi tape. I need it to be kind of quick because I don't want to keep y'all holding up on this. So this is how I have discovered that's easier for me with the washi tape. Because I want it to be straight on here, I'm gonna go ahead and put it on here, and I'll flip it over and let you see in just a second. I'm doing it about halfway so that the tape is half. Well, let me turn it this way. See? So I've got that much right there that I can use to stick into the journal. Okay. If I was at the other table where my other supplies are, I would possibly do it a different way. I might put some glue in there, but I'm not at that table. So, all right. So now what I want to do is I'm going to turn it like this. I'm going to hold this back. See, holding it back so that I can get my page positioned a little bit in here. I want it to go in that crease. So see how I'm putting my fingernails in here like this. See? Then I'm going to take this and lay it down. And I got a little bit of a wrinkle right there, but I don't really care about that. If I was doing this to sell it for somebody else, I would try and get it good and straight, but I'm doing this for me. I'm doing this for me. Okay, so now that page will turn. And then I can decide, because this is raised up, if I want to put tape on this side. And I'm using this. This is like my theme colors for September. So this is what I had handy. So I'm just going to do this. And because this is already attached, I can't do it like I did just a second ago. But I can do it along those same lines where I'm trying to get it on that scrapbook paper first, then tape it onto my page. Okay. Whoops, just dropped it. All right, so here's my idea. And I'm doing this as we go. So, all right, so I'm gonna do the verse on this. Now, let's see, how's this gonna work? All right, that looks pretty together, doesn't it? And this would fit. Let's decide on a color. I have no idea what size these envelopes are. I found these at Hobby Lobby, and they were packaged by the color, but because they all look so good, I just got them all. That pulls together that green. I like that. Let's try this purple. All right, that's more of a contrast. I think I want it to be like this, so it looks like it's part of the thing. All right, so here's my idea that just came to me is, what if we letter this verse on this envelope, and then we could make strips of paper and put down in here, or we could take have y'all seen these before? This is Recollections. What does that say? I think it says 100 little sheets. We could write names on this, tuck them in the envelope, and use this as a prayer thing. What I wanted to do is write your names on this, but let's see. Let's see how far we can get with this, okay? So what I want to do is, I think I want to letter on this first and then adhere it to the page. Oh, I thought that was a glue thing. It's not. It's okay, let me stay focused. All right, so let's look at this to decide how we want to letter it. He will quiet you with his love. So I had done a sample one of these, y'all, and I don't know where it is. So we're going to just do this on the fly. So he will quiet. The word quiet is like a key word for me. And I want to make sure to make that word big. He is also a key word because he is the one that can quiet me. And his love is important too. So basically, all of this is important, but quiet is the word that I want to be the biggest. And so I'm going to use a pencil to place this out. All right. So he will quiet. I think I'm going to do it like this. So I'm just going to sketch this really lightly. And if we like the positioning of it all, then I'll ink it with pen. And I probably should have measured this, but I didn't. So we're just going to go with it. Okay, and I really want this to be more of a script. So I'm just going to erase this. All right, so see how you can still see the imprint of that pencil? I'm okay with it. But if you were doing this on something and you did not want the imprint, then you have to really, really be careful with how much pressure you add, okay? Because even though you erase it, the what do you call that? The imprint, I guess is what it is. He will quiet you. Quiet. All right, so I'm going to kind of nest these. So I'm going to put the H here. And how am I going to do this to make this work? Like this. All right, so I already see that this you know how I taught you to do the high-waisted pants and the low-waisted pants? I can tell that I need this crossbar to be high. So high. Now that's going to look better. So I'm letting these overlap just a little bit. Okay. He will. So I stretched that out a little bit just to fill in that space. He will quiet. Quiet who? This is where we will write our name. Good, Deborah. So leave a little bit of space because we want to write our name there. He will quiet. And I'm just going to do a little bitty, really light line right there because y'all know how forgetful I am. I'll end up forgetting to do that. He will quiet you. Then I'm going to put with. Now, if you're concerned about making sure you're doing this straight, use a ruler. I'm just trying to keep moving with it. With what? With, and see, I'm going to make these similar in the style. Now watch how this is going to fall together. And I'm trying to do this really, really light. Really, really light. And so I'm just going to letter this one a little bit smaller, but in the same style. With what? With his what? Love. So I want to do love in the same style as the word quiet. So I'm going to kind of nest it. I think love is one of my favorite words to letter. I love to do the L. I just like all the letters in it. Do y'all have a favorite? Okay, so there we go. I had to bring this down a little bit. So see, I added the second stroke on the quiet. So I'm going to do the same for the letter, for the word love. So did you notice that on this one, I put the second line on to the right. This one, I did it to the left. I did that without even thinking, but because it looked like I needed more space right there. Does that make sense, y'all? And then this one, I think I put it on the outside for the same reason. I guess I've been doing it so long I don't think about it anymore. But so I'm trying to think about it so that I can explain it to you. Okay, so he will quiet, and then that's where we're going to put the name, with his love. Okay, so now what we can do is, let me see if I can get these without knocking everything over. I've got those zebra pins. So let's see if there's colors in here that would work. I like that green. That matches with that. I like this color, but I don't know if that will show up on there. We can try it. That orange would work. That brown would be pretty. I love purple and orange together. I feel like I'm missing one of my purples. What do y'all think? Do y'all like purple and orange? Ears are ringing. I could use this purple. These are some of my other favorites. These are those sign brush pens. I know a lot of y'all got those. I might use that one. And I've got a green with that one that I like. Let's see. Yeah, let's do this. Let's use that. What I have found that if I go ahead and choose my colors in advance, it just makes it less stressful because I'm not having to decide on something. I've already decided. Okay, so I'm not sure how that orange is going to look on that, so I'm going to put that away. Okay, are y'all still with me? I think people either love purple, Wendy, or they hate it. Don't you think? I love it, but I know that there's so many people that don't. Okay, so let's make a decision. I usually like to use green or purple for anything that's signifying God, because to me those are holy royal colors. And then I'll often use red for Jesus. So I think that this green will probably, oh, I wished I knew. I could test it. Let's do it. Let's test it because I don't know. All right, that's super duper light. This is super duper dark. Teal has moved to first place. I love teal. I love all the colors, I guess. This is a purple. That's more pink. That's not really the color I'm looking for. I want it to be rich. Let me see what I have back here, y'all. I think this one would work. This looks kind of fall, and it's kind of rich. Hey, Destiny, I'm so glad you're here. I think I'll go with this. Okay, so for we are lettering Zephaniah 3:17, and I'm going to use this in my butterfly journal. Okay, and here's his. So I'm going to show you something. Let me get this lettered first, and then I'm going to show you. And then I'll show you what you can do to prevent it if you don't want it like this. Okay, so I did it in pencil first. And so whenever I added the ink, you can still see the pencil mark. So the way to avoid that is to outline it, erase it, and then fill it in. So I'll do that with the word quiet so y'all can see how to do it. Okay, so we've got purple. Excuse me, everybody. And I think I'm just going to use this brown for our supporting words. Okay. And with is a supporting word. Okay, so that leaves us with the word quiet and love. Do y'all have a preference on what color you think I should use for that? Quiet and love. I think that quiet really needs to stand out, I think. Tell me what you think. I'm looking for my colors. I might could use the brown to make it really pop, but that's what I used for this. This was the other color that I liked. Okay, look at that. That's how it looks on the paper. Let's just see what happens. I'm going to just outline it. Then we'll erase the marks and fill it in. And we can always fill it in with another color if we wanted to. That's always a fun look also. I think some Powerline guys are out there doing something because I keep hearing this sound that sounds like something's dropping. And it feels like it's shaking the ground a little bit. All right, so one important tip. If you do this, make sure it's dry before you erase. You will greatly regret it if you don't. All right, here, look at this pretty color. So this is like a brick red. That would look good with the word love. So I'm going to outline it. And I really like these zebras because they're thin. And then if you want it filled in, then you can just color the insides of it. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my good eraser. Let me see if I can reach it without knocking something over. And I feel confident that the word quiet is dry, so I'm going to erase it. This is how I used to do all of my artwork. I would pencil it, then I would outline it, then I would erase the pencil mark, and then I would paint on the inside of it. And I just liked it whenever the pencil mark was not showing. But that was because I was making prints with it, and I didn't want that to show up in the artwork. All right, y'all see what I just did? I erased that line, so I got to remember to put the name on there. Okay, so, all right, so I see right here, I forgot to do the cross for that T. Okay, so now I want you to see the difference. Now I'm going back with this khaki color, and I'm just going to fill that in. I'm kind of glad I did this color because I think that helps. It's enough of a contrast with that purple that it makes it obvious that it's two different words and they're just nested. I like to nest, and it's especially helpful like if you're lettering something and it looks like you've run out of room. Sometimes you can step back and see if you can nest some of the words and get it all to fit. And nobody has to know that you ran out of room, and that's why you nested them. Unless you tell them, they're not going to know. And we don't have to tell everything. Okay, so he will quiet, and we're going to put a name there with his love. So now let me get that brick red, and I'll fill this one in. The background color makes a big difference in your ink, how the ink color translates. And I'll show you in just a second. If we were to do this brick red on a white background, it would look different. I feel like it will anyway. We'll test it and see. Okay. There we go. Now, because I erased that, it's not as obvious as those lines are. Okay, so, and I want to put my scripture reference. It's Zephaniah 3:17. So there's different ways I can already think of that we could use this envelope. All right, so he will quiet, and I'm going to put my name right there. And then if you're doing this with me, I want to encourage you to put your name there, okay? He will quiet Pam with his love. Okay, so if you're doing it with me, put your name, okay, with his love. Now, what we could do is take this and we could write some of those things that are making so much noise in our head or in our life around us, or we could use this as prayer, a prayer list. So if you know someone, if you know anyone at all, I feel quite confident you have people in your life that could benefit from you praying this over them, that he would quiet them with his love and that they would allow him to quiet them with his love. So how would you use this? Tell me in the comments. Would you use this envelope for yourself? There's no right or wrong answer. And list those things that are causing all that noise and tuck them in this envelope as a symbolic. Let's do both. Let's do both. Okay, so tell me some things that we could put in this envelope. Just spill them out. Just put them in the comments, and I'll start lettering those as you tell them to me. Here's my paper. So y'all tell me, what are some things that we want to ask him to quiet in us? I forgot to check for comments over here. Okay, good. I haven't missed any. So look, I'm just gonna do some little. Ooh, I almost cut my envelope. That was close. Worry, good. Y'all give me some more. Give me some more things that take up space in our mind. And let me grab my tape. Y'all just list them out for me. Worry, anxiety, family. I'm getting some glue dots. Oh, goodness. I think this happened last time I used these. They're kind of old, and they're like incredibly sticky. Storm, okay. Hurt from rejection, that's a good one. What else are y'all thinking that fills up your mind and we need the Lord to quiet with his presence? All right, let me get this placed. Now, decisions. Oh, that's a good one. Oh my goodness, that's a good one, Deborah. All right, so this is gonna be multi-focus. So this is that red. I'm gonna write it on the white and let you see the difference. Okay, so let's say decisions. It's a little bit different, not too bad. decisions. Hurt. I'm going to make that as two things, Sherry, because hurt, then rejection. Everybody at one time or another reject. Anxiety, that's a good one. Because really, all of these things build up, don't they? And just snowball into anxiety. Family. Y'all think of anything else that just fills our mind with noise. Okay. Worry. I don't think I did worry. And what about health? Health could be one. Financial. Is there anything that you can think of that I've not already written in there? Oh, that's a good one. Busyness. That is so true. Boy, I suffer with that. Get so filled with busyness, it does make us, it's so loud internally. Absolutely. Okay. All right. So what I'll do is I'm not going to seal this yet. Okay. So what we could do is use this as a visual of doing a brain dump. Brain dumps help me tremendously. So whenever I've got a lot going on in my brain and I need to settle it down, I just get out a tablet of paper and I just start doing a brain dump. And then I'll do my cross over the top of it. So this could be something similar of do a brain dump. Don't worry about spelling. Don't worry about anything. Just get it out of your brain. And then you can have this visual of he will quiet Pam with his love. So Deborah, you would do he will quiet Deborah with his love, or Cheryl, or Teresa, or Sherry, Destiny. So any of y'all put your name there, because I think just like we need the visuals, you need to see your name written out. You need to apply this to yourself. And this is one of the things that I love so much about lettering. It's a tool, y'all. I mean, you can learn how to do beautiful lettering and never use it as a tool to help you spiritually. We want to use lettering as a tool to help us and to help other people. So this is one way that we can use it. And do your little brain dump, put it in the envelope. You could leave it, or you could put a little piece of washi tape, like, let's see, like if you wanted to close it until the next time you do a brain dump, you could do that so that your cards don't fall out. Let's make a little, I don't have any of that temporary, they make that temporary tape. I don't have any of that, but let's just use this. And we'll just use this as a little tag right there to keep our stuff from dumping out. Okay, so now let's do an example of the other way you could use this. So you could use this same verse and you could write names on this part if you wanted to do it that way. You could have your personal stuff in there, and then you could write names on this part. So let's see if I can do that. Let's see how many I can get on here. So So this could be a prayer of where, I'm saying, Lord, I pray that you will quiet Cheryl with your love. Okay. Lord, I pray that you will quiet Sherry with your love. Deborah, will you quiet her with your love? And I think I'm going to be able to get a lot of names in here. Is there anybody that's watching that has not commented yet? Because I want to add your name to this. And here's what I'm going to do. This is Deborah S. This is Deborah O. Yeah, I want to make sure I don't leave anybody out. Here's Deborah O. Let me get Renee in here. So this could be your quiet page or whatever you would want to call this. And I don't know if y'all are like this or not, but sometimes I'll say I'm going to pray about it and then I forget. So this could be just a standing page that whenever you're thinking about someone or somebody's asked you to pray for them because they're really worried about something, you could add them to your page, y'all. You could do that. I got Nancy on there. I got Deborah S. Who else do I see? Did I get Teresa? Yes. I want to get everybody on here. Sherry. Wendy. Let me get Wendy. Don't leave Wendy out. This way, it's helping you and it's helping somebody else because you're lifting them up in prayer. And by you writing it out, I think it's going to help you keep them close on your heart about this. Okay. Let's get Jan. Jan Z. And I know Jan S is here too. Let's get her on here. To me, just doing this, y'all, it's like just such a peace. If I were not talking and I was just focused in on these names, it would just be like a peace washing over me for them even. Kathy. Diane. Whoops, almost. Let's see. Almost misspelled that. How did I do that? I can still bring this about. Let me save that one for an S. I can't figure out how I'm going to make that into a D. There's Diane. Did I get Cindy? Cindy's here, Lord. I want to ask you to just wash them with your quiet. With your quiet. Here's Kay. Don't want to miss anybody. There's Pam. I'll put Pam R. Andrea. And you know what? There's never, like I'm getting close to the bottom of this page, but he doesn't run out of, we can just keep on adding these names, y'all. We can keep on adding them. Jennifer, I'm going to convert that letter into your name. So Jennifer, okay, so y'all look, there's still room. I can continue to add names to this and I'll date this and know that, and I'll probably color code it. So like I could put today's date, which I have no idea what today is. What is today, y'all? That's terrible. Oh, it's 27th. So I'm going to put August 27th, 24. So, thank you, Destiny. So, look, I know this looks easy, like I threw this together, and I did throw it together. But what made it easy is I already had these colors. Like I found these and thought, I love those colors. So I've had them since, I don't know, June, whenever it was we did the butterfly thing. And I've been watching for opportunities to use them. So then what I did is I started collecting things that coordinate with those. And that made it so much easier to pull my things together. Jan, happy anniversary to you and your honey bun. I pray the Lord blesses you both today. 47 years. What a precious gift, y'all. So, scrapbook paper, washi tape. I like to buy it, in the tubes. You know how you can buy the washi tape in the tubes? And then I'll get these big book rings like this, and I'll put my washi tape on that. And this is another way that makes it simple because I know these work. I know these coordinate. The designer, made them to coordinate. So I've got that close by my envelopes for whenever I do have something come up, I can use it. And I know that this is going to work together. And what I did last month, and I'll do it again this month, is I'll pull out the colors that I'm going to have for the design for September. A lot of it is what I'm wearing today. And then I'll put it in a basket. And that way I can quickly sit down. So we just did this in less than an hour, y'all. Less than an hour. And we just made a decision after decision after decision, and we didn't agonize over it. It was like, okay, we're going to do this verse. I started going through the cards. This verse resonated with me. Several of y'all, it did with y'all. So I thought, this is the verse, isn't it, Lord? So I made that decision. Then I pulled out a piece of scrapbook paper. What do I have that's already these colors? And we were able to quickly do it. So your creativity is a gift. It is. And you can use it in a way to help you spiritually and to help others, like we just did here. I felt such a peace in praying through this with y'all. And you can do the same thing. And then you can add the people in your life who you want to pray over. And then if this page is not enough, then flip over to the back and start listing them on the back as well. So this is just one idea of how we can take these verses, combine it with lettering, and to help us. And we did it. It's 101. So yes, put it in your journal, Sherry. Let me turn this one off. So I'll go ahead and tell y'all. Yes, I think it's so powerful, Wendy, and everybody has stuff going on. Nobody's immune. Nobody's immune. Nobody. No matter how all together they look on the outside, y'all. We all need to pray this over our life and to pray it over others. And I think it all circles back to seeking Him, seeking His presence. And His presence is what gave us the peace, not the lettering, not the pretty scrapbook paper, but just sitting still. We all sat still and we did this. And it's just precious. It's just precious. So y'all, today's Tuesday. So if you're in Creative Hearts, we should have your lessons. You should start seeing them next week. I will go ahead and tell you that our theme for September is, the theme word is come. Come boldly to the throne of grace to find help and mercy in your time of need. I think I've got it close. That you may obtain mercy and find grace to help in need. That's our theme verse for September. And I love that verse. And there's a powerful story that goes with it. So we'll have all of that coming out very soon. And we've got fall leaves that are going to be our painting project. And then in September, the week of the 23rd, I'll have more details very soon. We're going to incorporate that crown. Oops, I've been wanting to do this for quite a while. Daughter of the King, chosen, loved, and redeemed. Our theme for the next journal will be Child of the King. And I've got some really precious stuff that I've been collecting for that. So we're going to have a month full of scripture and art, creativity, and opportunities for you to use yours and continue to use yours. So y'all save the dates, and I'll have more details for you soon. But I want to close with this, okay? So I heard this, I read this, I don't remember. If you were watching yesterday at noon, I told a brief story about it yesterday. If y'all missed yesterday, I had Summer Hammonds from Hammond's Nest come on at noon yesterday, and she styled our September box. So I hope y'all will go back and watch it if you missed it. And then last night at 7 p.m., my friend Jessica did the box. So it was so fun to see both of them put their personality to it. But the story that I heard or read, I don't even know which it was, really resonated with me. And it's based around our theme verse about coming boldly to the throne. Because I've struggled with that for a long time, of reading that verse and almost skipping over the word boldly, unintentionally thinking that's for everybody else. I struggle with that. You know, I'm gonna be quiet and stay under the radar. But it was in that story that the Lord really spoke to me, and I want y'all to hear this. So the story is very butchered, but just pretend with me. It's a child, a young girl. In my mind, she's a girl, and she's standing outside of the castle, like outside of the grounds of the castle. She can see the castle, but she's outside of the grounds of the castle. And so she hears someone coming up asking her, "What are you doing?" And she said, "I'm watching. I want to get a glimpse of the queen. She's so beautiful. I want to get a glimpse of the queen." And he replied, "Why do you want to get a glimpse when I can take you inside to meet her?" It was her husband, the prince, and I'm pretty sure it was the Queen of England. But anyway, so why settle for a glimpse when the prince can take you inside to meet her in person? So he takes her inside to meet the queen. She's been invited inside. So you and I can come boldly, not in an arrogant boldly, like we might be misthinking this word, but assured with assurance that we've been invited. You've been invited. I've been invited. So we can come boldly with assurance. I've got a traceable sheet for September with the definitions of boldly: coming with confidence, fearless, knowing, assured, empowered, privileged, invited. So look forward to this verse with me. Look forward to September, knowing that you've been invited to come boldly before the throne. All right. Thank y'all for being here. I appreciate it. And Friday, that's right, Kay. He will acknowledge us. He does acknowledge us. Absolutely. And I thank you that you added that. I'm glad you did too, Cheryl. God is good to cross paths, isn't he? I'll be painting some sheep on Friday, the Lord willing. All right. I'll see y'all Friday. Hope y'all have a good rest of this Tuesday, August 27th, Jan's anniversary. All right. Blessings to you. See you soon.